we're on. Hello, guys. Welcome to EGL10. My name is Tony. I am here with Brycey.
Hello.
So far, first game up there. What we see in RoughNex, and we were having a little discussion between ourselves. What we thought was going to happen, and what we thought was going to happen.
You got to admit,
really. I mean,
it is their first LAN, their first tournament, and I mean, I spoke to these guys before, and they were nervous before they went on, and then they went, "We're main stage first," and you could even see the deep breaths were coming on. They were swigging their drinks like, "This is not what we wanted to break in the LAN. We didn't think we'd be right up, going out live." So
it's just one of them things. I think you have to play on main stage at some point in your career.
Well,
I mean, what would they rather play on it or never play on it?
Yeah, well, that's the point. A lot of people would love to be out there at some point. Maybe not for their first game ever at LAN, but never mind. It was an easy 3-0 for RoughNex.
Yeah.
We knew that was going to happen. I even said before when we were off stage, like, how long this game's going to go on? I said, we'll be back for map 3, trust me.
Traumas look very, very strong from what I've seen. I mean, we're actually just going to have a look through the scores on the winners bracket round 2 that you can see on the right-hand side of your screen there. Looking at number 7, beat Levelhead 3-0. SLM My Vengeance beat Oblivion 3-0. Kudasobit 3-0 against Sveta Millennium, winning their first game, which is no surprise at all. Limelight losing 3-0 to Dominus. Equinox winning 3-0 against Oblivion. And VRV Gaming 3-0 against Malice. And that's a winners bracket round 2 here at Sheffield. EGL10.
At the moment, I mean, you can look at the
it's
scores.
Pretty standard.
We know exactly what's going on. There have been no upsets apart from one I heard a little while ago. One that isn't actually on your screen at the moment. It did just come off from the Twitter feed, actually. Yeah. Infuse have dropped their first map. They dropped the S&D.
The S&D.
However, I believe it was 250 to 49 on the hard point, and then they lost the S&D, and then they won the capture of the flag 10-0.
Oh. So how did they lose the S&D? So
I don't know. If you have an S&D weakness, maybe?
Were they using pistols? Or?
I don't know, but apparently that's how it went down. So Infused have actually dropped their first map here, the third, well, my third prediction for this event. S&D looking a little bit shaky.
Yeah, they have to really up that. I mean, they can't be losing in the first round. They have to be in there dominant from the start.
It might be just a little bit of jitters. They come in a little bit cold.
Yeah.
It might be something like that, but everyone was shocked to see them drop a map this early on in the tournament.
Yeah, well, I think they'll always bounce back from it. You do see it happen sometimes where the top teams will come into the start and be a bit shaky at the beginning. It always tends to happen to somebody. It must have been Infused at that time. And where do you think Infused are going to place in the tournament, if anything? I mean, coming into this, they aren't really favoured to go all the way.
No, they aren't.
They are potentially.
We were talking about this with them before, actually, as I sat in the crowd before we actually got the stream going. And they're actually really confident. Jake, Bizzle, Josh, they said, you know what? We've got this locked down. We hope Vintage can, hold the anchors for us. That's what we need. And they believe they can get, clicking correctly, then they can take the event. So they're really confident. I actually believe that third is where they're roughly going to place. My actual predictions for this event were first Prophecy. Second was going to be TCM.
Yep.
Third is going to be Infused. I believe I put fourth for Millennium, simply because of the way I saw Tommy play in DreamHack when I cast out with you.
Yeah, but the thing is, if Tommy doesn't play.
This is the point. But they looked very, very strong team in DreamHack Valencia. And fifth, I actually put the Aware lineup. Now, one thing we should probably point out, if you're not aware yet, Aware have had a roster change just this morning. Torres has unable to play in the team for reasons we will not go into. But
I'm sure if you're on Twitter, you'll be.
I'm
very
sure
aware,
you'll have caught up with the gossip. But Shane has picked them up, the ex-Epsilon team member.
It's
Shane.
a good pickup. It is a good pickup. I mean,
if you can pick up anyone,
he is one of them players that can come in there and make a difference to a team. As an objective player, he's something different to work with. And the thing is, when you are replacing a member in your team, the ones you want to be replacing are the anchors or the objectives, because there's somebody that can sort of just slot in there. You know their job. Yeah. They know their job. Anchors, they know. It is one of the things where they can slot in anybody.
This
who
is the
does
point we were trying to make. Would you still put Aware fifth? I mean, don't get me wrong. Shane's a fantastic player.
It's all about
we always bang on about
time,
chemistry and strategy and things like that. So can you realistically say that they're still going to come fifth? I don't know. I would probably maybe drop them down out of that top five just a little bit, have them hovering around the edges, and I'd actually put Curse back into it. A lot of people are saying Ryder, who hasn't played in a while, he's playing very well at the moment.
He's a very good player, is Ryder. He always has been. And I think Curse are definitely one of those teams to watch out for. You can't forget about Tech, in my opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of people are underrating them. And I do think they have the capacity to come in here and cause some big problems for big teams as well. They're one of these teams that will grind out the results. And, they have the players who are quite good at events. I mean, Reflex, we've seen them go all the way to the final.
Yep.
And when they lost to I4L at the time, who had Josh, Tommy, Vintage, and Bissell.
Yeah.
So they are a good team, and they can push on here. I think they could finish above Millennium. I think they finish top 5. I'm going to say Prop first.
Okay.
TCM second. Infuse third. Tech fourth. Curse fifth.
Well, interesting there. Very, very interesting. Like I said,
I usually get this right.
Well, fair enough. I'll go with you there on that one then. But in the meantime, we're actually going to go over to Kerry Bennett for an interview.